New from Arrow Video is The Mangler. First it came out in 1995. This Tobe Hooper directed horror movie starring Robert Englund was something that I discovered, I think it was Sky TV back in the day, and it was one of those movies that I initially just wrote off. I wasn't keen on it, I didn't like it. It was silly and campy and over the top, but there was a compulsion to go back and watch it again, a compulsion that has periodically appeared throughout my life. I've constantly thought about this movie and constantly wanted to go back and check it out several times, and each time I watch it I become more enamoured by the skewed perspective, by the grotesque and horrible characters that populate this story, by the weird moving camera that offers a sense of grandeur to this large imposing press that dominates this warehouse within the movie. This is a film that I appreciate more and more, and I'm never going to stand up and say it's one of the best, but I think it's better than it's given a lot of credit for. Now you have Tobe Hooper, who really does direct this particularly well. There are some fantastic directorial touches all the way through this. There's a moment where Robert Englund is talking to a person who works in his factory, almost like a predator stalking his prey, and the camera is low down as he circles the victim. There are wonderful moments as it tracks the machine work of this press, following the Mangler, looking at it, almost sexualizing it at certain points, and it is a wonderful piece. From the production set design, it looks imposing, it is huge, it is clunky and dangerous looking, and it should be, because it's the devilish item at the heart of this tale. But it's not the most scary thing. Some of the most scary aspects of this are the characters that populate this, whether it be Robert Englund's Bill, whom is a really horrible to look at and even more destructive character to look at on the inside, as you get to see his characteristics come to the forth, as you see some of the other characters like Picture Man that appears, who just seems odd, otherworldly, strange and weird.
Hell of a shame, huh, Johnny?
Even our hero, played by Ted Levine, Detective John Hunton, is a character who is on the edge, who seems to be haunted by the amount of dead bodies and vicious crime scenes that he's seen throughout the years, and the weird misgivings that this town seems to have towards the Blue Ribbon laundry plant. This is a movie that really gets going at the start with some horrible gore. It teases you out because ultimately you're going to know the premise of this one, and it takes that first 10 minutes to kind of will it, won't you, who they're going to pick as the victim, before giving you a awesome set piece that is just disgusting, grotesque, but pulled back. It doesn't let you see all the gore straight away, but it is an impactful scene. After that, you just feel as if there's a little bit of a downturn as we get to meet Mark, who is Detective John Hutton's brother-in-law, whom is a really fascinating character. And it's a strange dichotomy in these sequences, because he is simultaneously fascinating but almost derails the movie because he takes up so much time of it. The relationship between these two guys is wonderful. The instant that Mark just hears some things, he just goes straight to supernatural, posing crazy questions to people that John's interviewing because he tags along, or just posing crazy questions to John himself.
Have you considered the possibility that the machine may be haunted?
Mark, are you a virgin?
Excuse me?
It's wonderfully set up and executed, and I really do like a lot of the weirdness that this movie has. It's filmed with a deft touch and has a complete sense of the tone that it wants to go for. It's very playful, it's very skewed and weird in its own way, but it delivers on the scares, on the terror and the atmosphere of the sense of grandiose, of the skewed perspective of this town, of this horrible machine that seems to be killing people. Wonderful movie, really fun and playful, if anything possibly a little bit long, but again it's one of those movies that even after seeing it I'm compelled to go back again and again. Now, I watched this in the Arrow player. It's probably a title that I will pick up at some point. It's got 3 commentaries on it. The only one I've listened to is the one with David Wayne and Maddie Budrowicz, who talk a lot about how all the pieces fell into place, particularly their love for Hooper, particularly Matty's love for the Mangler, which he proclaims is up there with Robocop as one of his best, and is a really kind of fun and very informative commentary. I'm looking forward to listening to the other 2. There are 2 visual essays on this disc, Nature Builds No Machines, which is an interesting visual essay that goes round about Hooper's career. But the one that I really liked is This Machine Just Called Me an Asshole, which is a visual essay about the monstrous life of inanimate objects within Stephen King's stories, and it's just wonderfully written, wonderfully performed by Guy Adams, the person who wrote it and made this visual essay, and it's just one of those ones. It's just really fun, and it's probably my standout extra on this disc so far. There are behind the scenes features and galleries and other things as well, which I've not seen because I'm sure that's disc only content, but I really enjoyed The Mangler and I'm looking forward to picking it up at some point, maybe in a sale. I'd love to know your thoughts on this movie. If you've seen it, let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.